In this video, we are going to cover endpoint security, which is a very important aspect of fraud management solution. So let's see how does it fit into the bigger picture of fraud management. So as a customer, we access bank account through net banking or mobile banking by using our ID and password. We have our debit card and PIN number. We have our credit card and PIN number. And we have UPI PIN number. And we get OTP through SMS for authorizing payments in various transactions. So fraudster is interested in getting access to all these credentials. And for this, they apply various methods like phishing or wishing, which is voice-based phishing. Fraudster will call and say, I'm a bank employee, and for making this payment, you would have received OTP. Please share your OTP. Or they try to install malware at customers' mobile or laptop through you would receive WhatsApp messages or email which will have suspicious link, and then you try to download that, and then or if you are accessing um, some website and you click something else and something gets downloaded. So that's how malware come into your laptop or your mobile. Or it could be that fraudster has created a fake website which looks like a bank website, and when a customer goes and tries to log in, the ID password goes to fraudster. Or it could be a fake app which fraudster has created which looks similar to the bank app, and when you download it and try to log in, the ID password goes to fraudster. So fraud management solution should prevent access to customer credential, right? So that is where endpoint security fits in. The endpoint security, it prevents access to these credentials. So endpoint security is the practice of protecting all the devices which are used to access bank's network from cyber threat, fraud attempts, and unauthorized access. So who all are the people who are accessing bank network? One is customer. So we use our mobile or laptop or computer to log into customer to bank's network. And then employees are obviously working for the bank, so they access bank network. And then third category would be merchant. So merchant allow use of debit card or credit card, where we go and purchase something and then we swipe our card to that POS terminal to make payment, right? So these are the three category of people which are using bank's network, and endpoint security should be applied to the device through which they are accessing bank's network. So let's look into detail as to what all it does, what all endpoint security does. The first is it prevents unauthorized access. Second, it protects from cyber threat. Third is it identifies suspicious activities. So basically it protects from cyber threat by identifying suspicious activities. And once it identifies suspicious activities, then it will probably not allow you to make payment transfer, right? It will try to protect you from the harmful effect of malware and other viruses which might be creating those suspicious activities. Fourth, it notes the behavioral signal at the device level. So we'll see all this in detail in subsequent slides. Fifth is it protects sensitive data mainly through encryption or tokenization. And finally, it enables secure remote working for employees. So let's look at each of these points one by one. So how does it prevent unauthorized access? So one very important thing which endpoint security does is it creates a unique fingerprint for a device which is used for accessing bank network. So what fraud management solution will do is it will have this fingerprint to identify based on device ID, operating system version, browser type which is normally used, what is the IP address which is normally used, from which location customer is accessing bank account, and who is the internet provider for that customer at that location, right? So these are the feature data points which are used by endpoint security to uniquely identify a device for the customer. And then it applies multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentication would have multiple step, more than one authentication. So one level of authentication could be use of password or PIN. The second level of authentication could be based on app-based soft tokens, right? We have Microsoft Authenticator, which we normally use, or any other software which provides token. Third is another factor or authorization level could be based on fingerprint or face ID. One more level could be OTP. And in some rare cases, we can ask customer to enter some other data like enter bank account number. So some of the mutual fund companies, when we try to log in, they ask for us to enter the account number which was given at the time of purchasing mutual fund while accessing the account. So multi-factor authentication means more than one verification which is needed before access to the account is given. The second is protecting from cyber threat. So endpoint security, it remotely scans for presence of malware. Okay. And if it senses that there might be malware or other suspicious app which are running in your device, then it will block certain steps to protect you from the harmful effect of the malware. For example, it will not allow you to make payment based on OTP. Third, endpoint security, it offers virtual keyboards for entering user ID and password, and it prevents from keylogger capturing our ID and password, right? So who are keyloggers? So keyloggers are software which capture everything we type on physical keyboard, right? So it's a type of virus or malware. If it is present, then everything you type on your physical keyboard, it gets recorded. But if you're using virtual keyboard, then that threat is not there. And then it will auto log out on inactivity. So if we have logged into our account and then we have gone for tea or something and the session is open, it will auto log out so that no one else can misuse it. Third is identifying suspicious activities, right? So it will try to identify presence of keylogger if there is a screen sharing app running in the background, or if there is a malicious software which is hijacking your clipboard. So what is clipboard? Basically when we copy paste, right? So when we do Control C, that whatever data we have copied in the memory, that gets hijacked by that software. So suppose you copied the account number to which you want to transfer money, and that gets hijacked and account number is changed to someone else. So you wanted to send money to someone, and money goes to some other account number which fraudster has provided. Next is restrict use of third-party keyboards. If there are some other keyboards which are being used, it will restrict it. If there is a sudden installation of unknown app, it will detect that. Basically, the operating system, it provides this kind of information to endpoint security software that some security level have been compromised, and then it will detect presence of unknown app by that. It will identify if there is a remote access application running and someone else is actually uh, doing the transaction. It will try to identify suspicious activity at the keyboard or mouse level. Basically, if bots are operating, then there is no human input in terms of keyboard or mouse, but data will get populated on the screen. So it will try to detect that. It will prevent overlay of fake login screen. It will prevent taking screenshot of the app, and it prevents stealing of SMS, OTP. And then it will prevent auto transfer of money, again through use of bot. So basically, the endpoint security will try to sense the presence of malware or viruses, because finally it cannot remove them. It doesn't have those kind of access to your laptop or your mobile. It doesn't have access to your mobile data and all other activity. But if there is a suspicious software, malware, or virus running in your device, it will be able to sense its presence through various other indirect measures. And when it sense presence of any of these, it will try to restrict action on the app, what all you can do in app while accessing your account. Next is behavioral signal at the device level. So it will so endpoint security, it notes your typing speed and rhythm at which you are typing normally as a customer. It notes the touch pressure and swipe pattern. It will detect copy paste behavior. If you are trying to copy your user ID and password and pasting it on the app, it will detect that. And if there is a app switching happening during sensitive step, just when you are entering OTP, if there is a swap happening, or when you are entering password or user ID, if switching is happening, it will detect that, and that is a suspicious activity. Next, it will protect sensitive data through encryption and tokenization. So some of the data, like session data, is stored within the app, and some of the data actually leaves the app. It goes to the bank server for authentication. So any data which leaves, that also gets encrypted. Any data which is saved within the app, that also is protected either through encryption or tokenization. Between encryption and tokenization, tokenization is more secure. And finally, it enables secure remote working for employees. So it ensures that only approved devices can access the bank system, and it prevents unauthorized use, like use of USB or external hard disk, or even phone can be used as a external hard disk. So it prevents access to data via these external hard disks. It safeguards against malware, spyware, keylogger, ransomware, mainly by installing various antiviruses, anti-malware, and finally through patch management. It keeps on updating all these antivirus and anti-malware softwares. So these are the various features as to what endpoint security does. Okay. Now let's look at how it is actually implemented, and we will look mainly at the app level. So when we access bank account from our mobile phone by using bank app, how endpoint security is implemented there. So it is implemented using something called app hardening or app shielding by usage of app shielding software development kit. So app shielding software development kit is a security library which gets added during the app development. And that security library, it keeps running continuously inside the app, and it keeps monitoring app for integrity and runtime behavior, and it detects and blocks attack in real time. So what it does is it will detect if app is running on rooted or jailbroken device. So like we said earlier, rooted or jailbroken devices are those devices where built-in defense measures at the operating system level or at the hardware level have been compromised, have been bypassed. That makes them lot more risky, more prone to malware or virus getting downloaded there. It scrambles the app code so that hackers can't easily read or reverse engineer the app. It blocks screen overlays or fake apps trying to hijack user input. It ensures that app has not been modified, and it prevents cloning of legitimate app into fraudulent versions, and it secures data stored in the app, and it protects API calls from being intercepted or manipulated. So that is all I wanted to cover today as part of endpoint security. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.